Hello, I'm a famous actor, and here's a bedtime story about following your dreams. It's called The Seagull Who Couldn't Sing. Imagine waking up to the sound of birdsong. Sounds pretty great, right? Not if that bird's a seagull, because seagulls cannot sing. They can only go which I'm sure you'll agree is a horrible noise. But Sammy the seagull really wanted to be a world-famous singer one day. He was jealous of all of the other birds who could all sing beautifully, and he'd heard the brilliant singing teacher lived up at the top of a local mountain. Now, rumour had it that if you could reach the summit, this old bird could teach anyone to sing. But how would Sammy get all the way up there? Well, really easily, because birds have wings. Took him like 5 minutes. And when he got there, the old bird said, "Don't worry, I can teach anyone to sing, but I don't do it cheap." Which was funny because he was a budgie. And so Sammy gave him all of his bird money, opened his beak and went, which I'm sure you'll agree is a horrible noise. The budgie thought so too. "You are unteachably bad. Whoever told you that you should follow your ambition should be shot and put in a pie. Whoever let you think that you'll get there in the end if you work hard enough thought that they were being supportive, but they have literally ruined your life. You need to give up." But Sammy said, I know what this is. This is a test. If I let you convince me that I'm not able to do this, that'll prove that I don't have the resolve to be a professional singer. Well, I'm not falling for it." And the budgie said, No, you need to get a normal job as an egg sitter or a worm catcher. You'll be 10 years behind all the other birds, but if you start now, you won't end up 20 years behind all the other birds. I cannot teach you to sing, and I can't give refunds." So Sammy flew back down the mountain. His feelings were hurt, but he was undeterred by the advice of this world-famous expert. He decided to record his own demo. And he sent it to his favourite singer, Florence Nightingale, which was funny because she was a rose-breasted grosbeak. And Florence wrote back, "Dear Sammy, your voice is objectively horrible. To describe you as the worst singer I've ever heard in my life would still be calling you a singer, which wouldn't be fair on the worst singer I've ever heard in my life. In light of this, I've decided to immediately retire from professional singing so that I never inspire anyone like you ever again. Yours sincerely, Florence Nightingale," which is funny because I'm a rose-breasted grosbeak. Sammy's feelings were hurt, but he was undeterred. He put his demo online. The internet is full of people making unusual things, he reasoned, things considered uncommercial by the traditional gatekeepers. Surely he'll find an audience there. Big mistake. The comments were brutal and quite racist. Any shred of self-worth that Sammy had left was torn from him. Sammy had one option left. He'd read somewhere that if you practiced a particular thing for 10,000 hours, then you would become an expert in that thing. And so he began. And all of the other birds got so infuriated with Sammy trying to achieve his ambitions so annoyingly that one night they all went over to his nest and they tore out his vocal cords with their beaks. And Sammy lay there, neck torn open, bleeding out. He checked the notifications on his phone. Don't pretend you wouldn't do the same. And he saw that he'd gotten a nice tweet from some chick. And it said, "I think he's actually got quite a nice voice." And so with his last gasp of energy, Sammy went onto her profile, and he saw that she also liked Bob Dylan, who cannot sing. And then he died.